Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tom Basil.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Camilla.
And this is Crowdsurfing. And we're not going to fool around because there is a lot to talk about today. But before we do that, we want to say thank you to some of our Gamefound backers. And we want to say thank you to Andrew, Ashley, and Christopher Gunner.
Gunner. That's the one you hung up on?
Really?
Gunner's
Wow.
an awesome last name.
No, it's because they show me the phonetically pronounced and then Gunner. That was confused.
Oh.
Got it.
Okay.
Also to Baby Colas, Zeta, and Soma. To Joe Taylor, to Board Game Animal, Justin Kelly, Harry, Kit, Knizia, and the crew.
Got it.
To Josh Picca, the two-time Ticket to Ride champion in North Dakota. To Jason Dameron, to Josh, Sarah, Jaden, Carria, and Elijah Aldrich. To Matau Labros, Team Hopkins, and Andrew Belleville. Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love them all. Thank you, guys.
Also want to say thank you to our sponsor, Gamefound. Each week we take a look at a project on Gamefound. Are you ready to look at this one?
Yeah.
Today we're taking a look at Borderlands Mr. Torque's Arena. This is a sequel to the original game, or a standalone expansion, more like it. You can mix them together. Mr. Torque is a character from the Borderlands who showed up in 2 with an expansion where he had an arena and he just liked to see things explode. And that is kind of what this is about here. You have these arena where you go around and you fight in cars, and Borderlands, you remember, you pick up guns and move around and fight each other. So there's a lot of that here. You can jump in and get everything that was in the original game, including some of the other expansion type things like Into the Badland. And all of this is available here. And you notice there's some daily bonuses that they're going to be talking about. There's this invincible arena down here where you can go in and raid and fight the boss using the Vault Hunters, Lilith and Krieg, Aurelia, and Zero. I do like Lilith. She's cool. And so this is from the Borderlands game. Do you want to bring Borderlands to the board game top on your table? Then you'll want to check out this Mr. Torque's Arena on Gamefound right now.
Once again, and we say this every week it seems, there's a lot of crowdfunding going on
There
right
is
now.
a lot happening.
There is so much going on.
not
It's a good week, I thought. Pretty good.
Not as many big projects as last week, though. Last week we had some real huge ones.
But you know what? I'm just going to tell you this now, folks. You should save yourself a bit of cash.
Why, Tom?
Because in January, our Gamefound project's going to launch. And so save a little bit for that. Okay. Vampire the Masquerade, Palermo Soap Conspiracies. That's
Palermo soap?
Soap?
I'm
Where do you
thinking
get-
Palmetto Soap. Sorry. Palermo
You mean
Conspiracies.
palm
You had it
olive?
Yeah, that too.
Yep.
Palermo soap conspiracies. This is Taburu. I did not realize that when I first started looking at this. I mean, it's front and center. I just didn't put that together. That's cool. I'm glad they're still coming out with more stuff, and this looks robust.
It does. This was giving me really heavy Dark Quarter vibes.
Yeah.
Actually, as you're going through the city, the different locations, the map looked very similar. Yeah.
Did either of you go look at their booth, Taburu, at the Spiel?
I don't think I saw them. No.
Yeah, they had a booth there. I didn't get a chance to swing by and look at it. This looks really interesting. It's just that any time I've touched this universe, Vampire the Masquerade, I've always left feeling like, wow, it's complex.
Yes, and I know, like, not even a sliver. Like, I feel
No
like
matter,
it's not
like-
even a drop in the bucket of the lore and background.
You could read a book about this stuff and feel like you're floundering, though.
Yeah.
This bench is so deep.
Right.
They've had trading card games, literal role-playing games.
Negotiation, there's so much stuff.
So much, and you feel like you're barely scratching the surface no matter how much you get into it, it feels like. So that would be a hurdle to get into this because I would have that feeling perpetually. Keep it down, please. But the game looks interesting.
But I will say I didn't feel that way. This is the first project within this universe that I have not felt that way. That, you know, they built the project to where if you don't know about it, it doesn't feel like a huge barrier.
There's like
you know?
feuding families and you got to control some sort of political da-da-da. Okay, sure,
Right.
I kind of get it.
Right, exactly.
They're
But
vampires. That didn't seem to factor in too much.
Right, but it wasn't like this family, you know who they are. It's fighting this family. Of course they are, because you know why.
Yeah.
And, like it didn't have that feeling. It felt very It's the first time that this IP felt approachable.
It's still $100, €100 for the Taburo system. They're really giving this away.
They must be taking a loss on the tech to get it out there. And I get it. It's probably a worthwhile
Yeah,
idea.
once it's out there, then those people will start backing each game as it comes out.
Even
right?
if just to get use out of the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would back, if I
Yeah.
owned a Taburo that I had purchased, I would back pretty much any game that they came out with for
right,
it,
unless
because
they're
I'm
coming out
like,
with tons. But if they're coming out with one,
like one a
6
year,
months,
one every 6 months, I'd be
100%.
like, well, I need it. I got to use my Taburo,
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very much intrigued with this one, with the system. I'm not a fan of the vampire.
right.
What's that TV show?
Buffy?
No,
Vampire Diaries?
Huh? No, that's funny. No, the one where they're all real serious and I don't know. It's like an HBO vampire show. True Blood.
True
yeah.
Blood, that's
This has a
Got
True
it.
Blood look to it and stuff. And
Would
I don't
not
know.
recommend you watch True Blood, Tom.
I wasn't planning to. I'm saying, but I'm just saying that whole, I don't know, when there's one evil vampire and you're all fighting it, that's one thing. When everyone's vampires and they're all just kind of walking around as intrigued, I'm like, why are we vampires then?
Everyone's smarmy. Everyone kind of looks aloof a little bit.
Yeah.
Everyone's way over it. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, no one has any passion left.
I just found out Laura had never seen the Sparkly Vampire movie, and I was like, should she watch it? Probably not.
He's talking about Twilight.
Twilight Breaking Dawn?
Good night. Spark.
Okay, let's jump to something very different in theme. Super Auto Pets Card Battle.
Yikes.
Bad name, but it's doing really well.
Doing
I watched the
so
entire
well.
video, and then at the very end of the video, a couple of people walk in who I recognize into the little clip, and I'm like, oh, these guys are in this. I scrolled down. I'm like, oh, this is from Plaid Hat Games.
Yes, I did this. I went through the
Like,
same
what?
journey. I was like, are you kidding?
This is
Yeah.
apparently based on a video game that I'd never heard of
Okay.
before, so that's part of it.
That's what I was
Because
missing.
they say even if you've never played the video game or you've played hundreds of hours, which I did not know. I did not realize this was based on something, but it really doesn't look like a Plaid Hat game to me. We were kind of talking earlier today about branding your look, sort of having your games look like they come from your company. This doesn't look like it comes from Plaid Hat Games. That might be good, might be bad. It's doing well. I just think it was just more of an interesting observation. Like, oh wow, what a weird one from them.
It definitely looked to me when I was watching the video up until same point when, cuts to the designers and stuff, that I was like, is this me and my family made this game, made with my 12-year-old, something
thought
like
that too.
that kind of passion project feel. Then same thing, I saw Plaid Hat and I was like, what is going on? This doesn't scream Plaid Hat. So it's interesting. I missed that it was based on a webtoon or something like that. And I was like, that's the piece that I was
it's
missing.
a video.
I was
It's
like,
a
oh.
video game, I believe.
I'm very, I love Plaid Hat Games. I hate how this looks. Those cards look like really generic, cheap cards. Maybe they're not. It's Plaid Hat
Sure.
and good stuff. And I have a lot of faith in them, but it just feels like every company right now that in existence is saying, we need one cutesy game.
Yeah.
We need one little cute game that we can sell a bucket of. And I get it, but again, it doesn't really do anything with your brand. It's fine. It's probably great. I like Auto Battlers card games. I love that one that came out this year. That's super fun.
Tag Arena.
Tag
Team.
Team.
Yeah.
I really like that. But man, this...
Was that Plaid Hat?
No.
No.
He
Okay,
means
I didn't
Auto
think so.
Battler.
Oh, you just mean the
Battler.
Auto
It's like-
Battler. Yeah, okay.
Also, that had awesome
Got it.
art. So, yeah,
I'm
probably wrong.
I mean, it
so
has an
I'll
otter.
play it when it comes
That's
out.
pretty cute.
Apparently, the video game is just a website. You can go to a website and play it.
Also has a free app. What's happening?
Don't forget that. I'm playing it right now.
Done. Free app
Hello.
coming next Tuesday. I'm playing Auto Battler Turtle Feast, whatever
Well,
it's
you
called.
should, actually. That's
I
interesting.
forgot what it was called already.
That's okay. We have it in the document, the history.
Nope, I
Notorious.
deleted it.
I'll email you twice.
THB. Tales of Hard Scrabble Bounty Hunting. Well, come on, I can make a joke.
I
once
liked
in
it.
a while.
I liked it. Notorious THP was good.
All right. So this is what else? Jason's done 7 other projects. What are they? Heavyweights the Crown, Revolt, Outsiders, Last Sentinels. Have we played any of these?
I don't think so.
No. They're mostly RPGs, I believe, is what they do. And this is kind of an RPG, a story-driven game, but with cards.
I like the art.
Based on an RPG already in this setting. It looks really cool. That map is, you kind of go on different bounties is what that map represents. There's a ton of text, which I don't dislike cards with a bunch of text when it's a solo story-driven game. I don't want it in a card game, traditional card game. But when I'm telling myself, I'm reading a story, making choices, that's great. Yeah, this looks really cool. I like the look a lot. I like the setting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one, and this is also doing pretty well. Again, if we're looking at number of backers, there's definitely a lot of backed projects this week. This one's 1,700. That was 2,200 here.
Yeah.
All right, Grifoni, Blades Fire. Here's another one with 1,000 backers. A tactical Euro game with story-driven gameplay for 2 to 4 players. Okay, that's
this one is filled with contradictions to me. It looks epic, like that artwork with the wagon and the whatever. Looks very cool. The game comes across like a Euro game, like a dry Euro game. Much. The theme, the title, my goodness. It's like boring sort things in medieval Europe.
Right.
But then, you look at some of the images of things they've unlocked in one of the expansions, and there's a ton of, winks to popular intellectual properties. If you go down a little more, right there are those tiles.
Nah, that's all original stuff.
I mean, it's just everything. It's
that hat? That's nothing. That's just a straw hat.
Right.
That shield,
the shield. Thor's hammer, the dog.
Doubles as a drinking mug.
The never-ending horsey.
Yeah.
That's a very sickly never-ending horsey.
Yeah.
He looks at that dog. What's the dog's name?
He's a flying dog.
I'm going to kick myself for this later.
Whatever his
he
name.
shouts his name at the end, too.
He looks messed up.
Oh,
he looks
that's
messed
gonna
up.
bother me.
But these are the folks.
It's like tongue-in-cheek stuff, and I'm like, this seems funny then.
Joey, Google it.
Okay, these are the folks who made Black Rose War.
Oh.
Yeah. Falcor.
Falcor, right.
Yes.
They make a lot of games that are these mixes. They just made that Runar game. We haven't played it yet. We have it here in the studio. DEI. There's Nova Aetus, Renaissance.
Yeah.
So very thematic Euros.
Black Rose?
Yep.
Right.
Did I just
good.
close it? It's so annoying.
Yeah, it's weird. They have tonally, it seems like a little bit all over the place. The game looks all right. There's some tile laying and kind of managing the space you have on your wagon.
And it has this 3D element, right, with the different tents that you go to. I hope that's usable, not just more setup. Is that an Everdell tree kind of situation?
Right.
I
am always a little suspicious of any game that has something really cool looking and faces just one player.
Yeah.
That's great, but I can't see your thing. You know what I mean?
Right. You have to have a table like this, like the three of us play,
That looks like a game designer there.
It looks like Katala a little bit, honestly. It's not.
This reminds me of the basic parts of it, of Merchants of the Dark Road.
Yeah.
Filling your wagon and going and doing missions.
Yeah, it does.
We'll see. That is a real person. Look at that. They showed it.
Oh.
It is.
All right, cool. Stack City. The 3D city building board game. I don't think you need to, if your game's called Stack City, if it wasn't a 3D city building game, I would be really irritated.
Sure, yeah. Plus, we can see it.
But this is I believe we covered it the first time it was on here, right? And it didn't fund because I was remembering it. So again, I think he's made some changes with this relaunch, trying to make it visually more appealing, on the box cover, things like that.
Yeah,
This
it looks
interesting
cool
to me. I like how basic it seems. It looks like a kind of game I could bring out with a family and have a good time.
Right. Yeah.
Also,
Look at that.
To me, it kind of looks like a family version of a choir or something.
That's what I was definitely getting.
I hope it's not a choir. I hope it's closer to
Foundations.
Manhattan or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it
or
is.
Foundations.
Or Foundations, yeah, something like that.
All right, next we have Catnap. The cuteness isn't stopping here. 1,500 people. You need to out-snuggle your rival. That's your best way to get ahead in the Mafia.
I don't know how to say it other than this looks like the game. Instantly I saw this, oh, this will sell. The cats, tile laying game, pull from a bag, low overhead on the rules. I was like, this is going to do well here, and it's going to sell well sitting in a game store or on Target shelf.
These companies, and they're like, here's their other 6 games. I'm like, we've never played any of these games. We live in such a wide world now where it's so easy to just miss games as they fly by.
Yeah. Yeah, this one is, like you said, it's going to sell that cuteness. The game seems simple enough. I actually really don't like the sounds of the mechanisms. You're making, it's like dead obvious. You play a tile and you extend the things. You have a color out of the two, the orange or the purple. And at the end of the game, the thing you score is if you have the majority of each length of cat. I really hate that. Like, we compare all the, like, two-length cats. And if you purple have 3 and I have 2, then you win that.
That sounds
And
interesting to
3.
me.
Yeah, I just hate, like, visually, I'm going to have to, like, constantly be counting to, like, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Nah, I'm
Well,
on board
well,
with
there,
that.
hate
but
that.
it does seem like, and because also they are intertwining, right? They're not straight, so you can't quickly tell.
It does seem like that they're pretty easy. There's not a lot so far. It doesn't show too many crossing each other.
There's a couple, but you're right,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's going to be
Yeah.
like there's nothing to it. This is dead simple. Like you said, I think the people this will attract and sell to will be very happy with what it is. It does not feel like a bait and switch.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
All right, Bite Me. I had to like go through this a few times to make sure that it wasn't Get Bit
Right.
because
Okay.
there's similar names, but this one is a different game. This is from Burning Fish Games.
And this is different than like the Tea Turtle people, right? Because this artwork looks so similar to me.
It is.
Yeah, their other games are Penguins Can't Fly, Who Murdered the Turtle, and The Last Yes. You're right, though. I would 100% assume this was that
Right.
other company.
I made it even to there, and I was like, I still am not sure it's not them. It's that similar.
Especially since their turtle
Yeah.
looks like the Tea
the
Turtle
little
logo
Tea Turtle, right?
almost.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah.
So I was like, oh, wow. Other than that, a card game. Take that.
I'm going to play cards on you and eat. Look at these.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my shark eat that cute penguin, and we're going to laugh about it.
Yep. And that's
This
a
could
fat
be
shark.
you. I don't want to be that. That's a chunky shark.
Yeah, it's a take that card game. Very silly, very simple. Make your opponents lose. Ha.
Same thing we were saying.
Almost
On
1,000 backers.
Same thing we were saying about the other cat one. I was like, you're not going to get got by this game. You know, if it looks like something that if you like the look and you like the way it sounds with the Take That, then you're probably going to like
I think
it.
the cat
It's
game
gonna
sounds
be-
like more of a game though.
Oh, for sure.
Sure.
But I'm saying, like, the audience, you know what you're getting when you get this.
Sure.
I
In the
will
same
say,
way.
I'm starting to appreciate that if a game looks like this, I know I want to avoid it.
Yeah.
Or pursue it, whatever your taste might be. But my point is, we're starting to associate this look with exploding kittens type game.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is
true.
unfortunate, I think.
It's kind of
'Cause
unfortunate.
I think it's cute.
It's kind of unfortunate
Yeah.
because if a game looks like this and is has a lot of going on under the hood, I'll overlook it,
Right. Agreed.
and vice versa, right?
All right, Netherwatch, a cooperative horror deduction board game with escalating supernatural tension. That's a good tagline, actually. So there's a lot going on here with some real creepy looking stuff.
Yeah, I like the visuals on this one.
This
of
theme
course.
is hot now, though. The
is.
horror dark agent.
Very
Yeah,
much
yeah.
so. Yeah.
It's got an old school look to it a little bit too, doesn't it? Like the cover, that font.
Yeah.
The general design overall has a little bit of a throwback feel.
Almost to like Arkham Horror.
I was gonna say,
This
like,
looks a little like Arkham Horror. Those cards right
Arkham.
there.
I was thinking
horror.
like video games, like
Like, it looks like
late
Hexen
90s, early. I don't know
From
that
back in the day, Tom probably knows Hexen. From back in the
Way
day,
back in the day.
like that kind of old video games. Old whatever, dungeon crawly stuff from years ago. It kind of has that vibe to me.
I liked in this one kind of the two-phase gameplay, whereas in like the first part of the gameplay, you're trying to decide who, I don't remember what they call it, but which great old one, which bad, is the one that's coming up. And so you're trying to deduce that. And then you get to the second half, you're like, all right, we think we know, we're ready to go on. Oh, we got it right. That way we have this advantage going into the battle, or vice versa. We didn't get it right, so they have this advantage going into it. So I thought that was an interesting start. This deduction moves into something else with an advantage or disadvantage, kind of flow of the game. The gameplay sounded unique in that way, or fresh.
It's like a different way to do the Cthulhu Death May Die break the ritual thing. You have to do this part one, and once you manage that, part two, take them down.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you. I'm just worried when I look at this how it looks like there's a lot. Like this looks like the Terra skateboard almost, but then there's all these cards and tons of text and all this stuff, and maybe it's not, but I just worry that it's a level of Arkham Horror back in the old days, Arkham Horror mixed with something more modern.
Yep.
Yeah, I do wonder how much of that text is player aid reminding you, flavor text, and how much is like specific things that you have to know and remember and use in this specific scenario. I think that's what it's going to come down to is how much of that is, using the information on those cards right there.
Yeah.
Essence, Explore, Battle, Trade, a hero building game.
This one image looks like nothing else in this entire page.
Which is too bad because that's a pretty good image.
It's a great image. Like when I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Literally no other image in this entire page. Am I like, oh, this is not the same look.
You need to beat that tree.
Beat that tree.
But co-op, solo, and competitive?
Yeah, this is definitely one of those ones where I'm like, no. I've seen a lot of people talking about this, but my worry with this is it just seems mismatched. Like this artwork here is from a completely different game than this artwork, which is a completely different game than the cover, which is a different game than this board is showing.
Yeah, and the other cover.
Which is a different game from some of this other stuff.
Yeah, it's a little piecemeal. I'm guessing it was sort of, I don't know, outsourced. I don't know what happened, but I don't like the look of this one. No, it's not working for me.
I hope it's good, but also it's pretty pricey.
That is.
It's a pricey game. All right. Saurozoic Warriors Arena. Now this one looks dumb, and I'm in on it.
I was like, right. I mean,
I'm
creator
ready.
of Heroescape, and you're like, you see those roots in this one, right? And it's like, cool. Heroescape 2. It's kind of what it feels like.
I like Stephen Baker is like the unsung hero. I mean, if you talk to anyone who worked with him, they always give him credit, right? But he doesn't go out and promote himself. Like Rob Daviau and Craig Van Ness, people know them more, but they worked and they both look up as Stephen Baker as like their mentor. And he was one of the main ones for Heroescape. And if this one has dinosaurs wielding weapons, I'm on board. This looks like the kind of game when I was 13 I would have loved.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Absolutely.
This manages to have all of those things. It's nostalgic without being based on anything. It looks modern, though, with the graphic design and the look and the feel.
It does look like a cartoon is about to come out.
Yeah,
released here.
It looks like it's based on a thing that doesn't exist. It's great.
What else is
That's a hard thing to nail, too.
boss fight made?
That is really difficult to do.
Okay. Well,
The
let's hope this
Truvian
one-
hacks.
Let's hope this one's better than those. Yeah, though this is a neat indie style game, but it feels like it's headed for the mass market already.
Yeah.
I could see this at Toys R Us.
Yeah. It sounds like it's going to be a chaotic good time, not a dumb good time.
It might be both, and I'm okay with that.
This feels like the arena battler version of like Thunder Road Vendetta or something, right?
Yes.
It has that feel.
Yeah, that's a really good comparison. Yeah.
The Disney Afternoon, also known as the greatest block of afternoon cartoon programming in existence of humanity, has a rewind board games here. So if you want to zoom in and see what's coming here, we got DuckTales, Goof Troop, Chip and Dale, Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck, and Tailspin. Let me tell you the order of those. DuckTales number 1, Tailspin is number 2. After that, we have Chip and Dale. Then we have Gargoyles, then Darkwing Duck, and Goof Troop is way, way down at the bottom. I don't care about Goof Troop.
So wrong.
I know. Gargoyles is number 1.
Yeah,
for you.
you're all about the
Here's my
Gargoyles,
rating.
right?
Gargoyles
Yeah.
is number 1, then the rest.
I think Gargoyles is probably lowest for me. I have the least association with them.
I know that Eric played this, as it says right there, at Essen, and I asked him about it. He played a couple of them, and he enjoyed them. He said they were kind of based on the same structure, the game. So they are different games, and each one will have its peculiarities, but they are based on the same idea. And you have your characters fighting each other, sort of a like that arena game that Disney put out.
Yeah, it also
ago.
looks.
Sorcerer's
the board
Arena.
looks a little bit like the Funkoverse board.
That's it. I think he said it was kind of
Oh.
like the arena meets Funkoverse a little bit.
That Sorcerer's Arena, and then
Funkoverse, and yeah, it was sort of somewhere in between those things.
Where's Launchpad? Maybe he's in Tailspin. Goof Troop. Oh, I do like Pete though.
Yeah, he's fun.
Chip and Dale. Where is Monterey Jack?
That's a cheese.
Wait, is Monterey Jack not in this game? Oh.
Yes, here we
Gargoyles.
go. Okay,
No
here
one
we
knows
go.
any of these people.
Yeah, what are
Yeah,
you talking
no
about?
idea.
Who
That's
is this?
Bronx right there. The puppy. He the puppy dog. Also, why is he a dog who can't talk? Like, there are no other gargoyles that aren't like people. and then they have a dog gargoyle.
You have to. It's just how it works.
Doesn't make any. Was there a cat gargoyle?
How did they become gargoyles?
How do they become They are just gargoyles. What do you mean?
Well, then this gargoyle dog had gargoyle parent somewhere.
I'm confused.
That's what we're confused about. There's Launchpad. He's in Darkwing Duck. I wasn't expecting that.
Which one is Launchpad?
This guy right here. If it flies, I can crash it. That's
his
his
thing? That's what he said?
line.
My goodness. Okay.
He's like the eternal optimist. He doesn't crash. He's like, we're fine.
All right. And they are acrylics, yes, double-sided acrylics. They show the front and the back, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I like this. This is going to do well just on the theme.
Of course.
Maestro Media has done a good job putting this together. And, yeah, it has the backers. So looking forward to playing this. Legends of the Sea. You know what? There's not enough pirate games out there compared to vampire games, for example.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This was giving me vibes of Spark Riders 3000.
It's from
actually.
them.
Oh, it is. Oh, I missed that. Okay, well, that makes sense because it was definitely feeling like it where you have the board where you're going and you're doing your actions, but then the app is responding to that and kind of running the bookkeeping and bringing the story elements.
This is one of the few companies that I'm like, this feels like that Spark Rider. Checked. I'm like, oh, okay. It is from them.
Okay, I didn't check.
Which
there
is
you go.
Great because they do really cool, fun, funny, inspired app-driven games, and this is another. It seems like right in line with everything that Spark Riders did. You know, being lively, having a lot of moving action. You know, with the players cooperating, coming together, rescuing these barrels in the water, bringing them on board, making a cannon, making it better.
Yeah. But then also still needing the board, not just feeling like you're playing a video game that they put an app on there. You know what I mean? Like it's absolutely app. It's better because of the app. Yeah. And I'm glad it's still a board game.
Man, I am very pumped about it.
They have really good plastic work that they've done in their previous games.
Yes.
So all this stuff looks amazing. And from any other company, I might be a little hesitant and apprehensive, but these guys, they've proved they can do really good-looking, chunky plastic bits.
Interesting. Oh, sorry. Looking here at the pledges, too, the all-in is 133 euros. That's less than I would expect for an all-in.
Yeah.
You know, with an app game, the chunky plastic miniatures, that kind of stuff.
I hope that they hire the same voice cast because I want to hear French pirates all day long. The aliens were all French.
That would work. That would work.
I really liked the voice work was pretty funny. So yeah, this looks like a lot of fun, and I think it's a good. You mentioned the rewards. That's the all-in pledge, but you can also 32 euros is pretty good just for the core game. That's pretty
wildly cheap. Yeah.
Now you're gonna have not cool upgraded pieces for everything, but if you just want to try the game out, that's a good deal.
Yeah, I agree.
Although most people are doing the all-in pledge. Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, especially coming off Spark Riders, you know, and knowing that, again, I didn't realize that beforehand, but knowing that and having that backing, you know, that, hey, we can do it.
All right, Cole Worley continues to storm all over Kickstarter with a reprint of his probably two most popular games, besides Root, obviously, but that's not his company.
It's not his, yeah.
But John Company and Molly House. Molly House, I believe, came out last year. John Company, the reprint of that came out either last year or the year before. I played John Company. It was really long, and I was like, I admire this game. Never teach me this game again. It was a big, giant game, and I get it. But so if you like these strongly historical games, then
heavy, complex games, they're doing really well. These two reprints.
Yep, and they also get them out on time. Cole Worley does a good job on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Upside Down Kingdom. Faith comes alive at game night. A cooperative board game and storybook that helps kids discover the gospel through play, story, and teamwork. This one's doing pretty well, actually.
Yeah, I thought for a religious teaching game, it was doing really well. So, I mean, I think it's probably made its way through into the community, you know.
Yeah. I mean, my concern, as always, is I don't really care about your theme as much in this sense. Are you making a good game? Don't ring this on the back of ding, ding, ding. You're a Christian. You should buy this game.
Right.
Is the game good? It looks okay. I'll need to play it.
I was getting more of the vibe of this is a teaching tool for your family nights to play. You know, like I know in the LDS community, for example, they do like family home evening on Monday nights. You know, this is like your family game night that you would do, or as a homeschooling parent, you know, something you would use to not supplement, but use alongside your Bible reading, stuff like that. So I was getting it more as a teaching tool and less of like a gameplay, like, hey, board games are bad, or hey, we have this great game and put on a gospel theme. It's more of a tool.
It's an educational game through and through, it seems. Yeah.
I would love to know, like the team, that all sounds cool. I'd love to know what their background is in gaming. That would help me out. They are working with Panda, so that means they know enough to go there, so that's kind of neat.
I can see this doing really well, too, in like Christian bookstores in the same way that we'll see. Well, sometimes,
to be fair, there's trash in those bookstores. That's what drives me nuts. You go in there and you see the worst board games.
Which would be great, though, because this is good. Again, word of mouth, in that community is huge, right? In the same way that we look at some of those like, this would be great in a museum, or in whatever, in an actual garden, something like that.
At a Home Depot.
Home Depot. Journeys Afar, the Ketsuki. This is from Mr. Travis Chance and Indie Boards and Cards. So I saw this a little bit. So each there's these different worlds, and you all have your own world, and you're all doing different things. It's very, very asymmetrical. 800 cards here is a lot of stuff. But you're also like, I think, from what he explained it to me, you're popping in other people's worlds, and so there's like crossover in that regard.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I tend to like his big, expansive narrative kind of stuff. Right? He's worked on which isn't out yet, but he did the sci-fi one, Forsaken. Thank you. He did Forsaken. I know he's done a lot of work in Western Legends. So that kind of sandboxy stuff is something that he excels in. And this one looks really cool. You have to maybe like that sort of vaguely Asian theme and the sort of many worlds idea of the game. It looks really engaging to me. I love that idea of you're going to encounter so much. It's going to be heavily story-driven. It reminds me of the Ryan Lockett games, the Lands of Galzir a little bit, that kind of vibe, that kind of thing.
I got little tidal blades in there as
tidal
well.
Blades in it, yeah.
This guy escaped from He-Man.
He did. He says if you like, in the video, he's talking about like if you like Studio Ghibli, if you like that sort of thing, then this is a good one for you. And yeah, I this is one that's got me really intrigued. I love the look, and I like the inviting nature of the come explore feel.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not doing better.
I don't know what's going on. There seems to be a lot of work that went into. 800 cards is a lot of cards.
Yeah,
a lot of stuff, and this is doing worse than the Catnap game, for goodness sake. Not to put that game down, I'm just comparing like apples to oranges here. It's like so much development, time, investment. I'm sure that other game is a small tile laying game. I'm sure.
I'm looking at their other games they did. They've been mostly crowdfunding their Zen stuff. Flashpoint. I don't know.
This one was confusing on why it's not taking off, because I definitely wasn't getting any red flags out of it. It looked well developed. Sorry, pardon me. And big and expansive, like a very story-driven passion project in the best way possible. You know what I mean? Like a lot of work behind it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was one I couldn't find a red flag on, and don't know why it's not doing better.
All right, B-17 Flying Fortress, the bloody 100th board game. This one's another one doing well. Another 1,000 backers almost. Microprose. That established board game company.
Who is Microprose?
Microprose used to make all kinds of computer games back in the day.
Is that really? Okay, yeah, I don't know them. I don't know.
When I saw Microprose, I was like, it's probably some sort of simulation type thing, but Microprose was really known for that.
Oh, man.
I thought Microprose no longer existed.
It's like Atari exists, but do they? Microprose is probably the same thing.
Well, they're making board games. And
I guess they're making board games now.
I'll tell you what, this looks different, right? This has a very different look to it, where if you look here, the board itself is the plane itself.
Right.
It feels like a different style of game, where you're flying through and just trying to keep your plane from getting blown up.
Yeah, it seems neat. I like the look. I like what's going on in it. I'm sure it's going to be complex and have a lot of moving parts, but it seems to be normally these games are a macrocosm of whatever's going on in some specific scenario in war. This is a microcosm of that.
Yes.
They're zooming in on one plane.
One battle, one plane, one.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
very
different.
Have you ever
hyper-focused.
seen a movie that does that where they zoom in on the plane? Those movies always make me feel claustrophobic
Oh,
because those
yes.
people, like that guy in that underbelly gunner seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, man.
Right.
You got nowhere to go. You see stuff coming at you, you're just like, I hope the pilot dodges.
There's one really cool movie called Above the Clouds, I think it's called, and it's just about all on one plane.
Wow.
It's also a science fiction movie, but it's really cool, and it gives me that feeling of like really zooming into one thing, and there's war going on around you, but they don't kind of cut away to that.
Yeah.
It's neat.
Escape the Dark Castle and Escape the Dark Forest.
That's Joey's pick, right? Do you have a pick of
Joey,
the
you
week,
got a
Joey?
pick of the week? Did you do a pick? That's
Yeah?
the one. This
Okay.
is Joey's
This is
pick of
Joey's
the
pick
week.
of the
We
week.
don't have to play it.
Calling it now.
Shouldn't be, but Escape the Dark Castle, which is a game that essentially you are playing. You take. Wow, what a ridiculous.
You know you want it. It's a
Ridiculous
gift,
miniature.
though.
Look at that. Giant 80
Look
millimeter
that.
height. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not 3 feet. What's wrong with you? 80
Really?
millimeters, like-
80? Yeah, it's not that big. It's 8 centimeters. That's about, I don't know, it's like 3 or 4 inches. It's not that big. Anyway, so
it sounds like a lot when you say
back to
80
Escape the
millimeters,
Dark-
though.
Escape the Dark, Castle, Sector, so on. These are games. Hey, that's a Dice Tower Seal of Excellence. Not for me!
Look at that.
Wait, they have a quote from Naughty Dog?
Well, same thing.
Yeah.
You're flipping cards over and going through a dungeon, and what happens. It's like a choose your own adventure, except you don't make choices. You flip over cards, you roll dice, and then you die, and it's all in black and white art.
Like if you
You're
make it to
isn't
the-
this fun?
if you make it to the
crowd
end-
shouts, no.
If you make it to the end, do you discover color?
Okay, let me
I
say
do-
this as an aside. I really rag on this game. I am in the minority. A lot of people
People love it.
this. I say I'm in the minority because a lot of people who agree with me just wouldn't touch the game in the first place.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean,
No,
again,
to
is
be
it
fair,
one
you
of
look
those?
at it, you're getting what you see.
It's right, exactly. You know what you're getting into. You know, in the same way, it sounds very similar to like Grindhouse, for example. You know,
Right,
where you
right,
know
right.
what you're getting into. You know the activity you're getting into. It does make a point here to say this one is less random and then goes through the gameplay of the new one, the forest one. I forget what it's called, Escape the Forest or something. And so the new one, and it goes through, and it reminded me of the Choose Your Own Adventure board games.
Yeah.
The second one, I can't remember which one it was called, but it had more gameplay to it.
Okay.
You know, more decisions.
Right.
Still not very heavy, but it does look like they have done some development to
I told you
bring
I'd play
choices.
this one live and see if my opinion changed.
When this one comes out,
Have you
though,
ever
right?
played it?
Why wouldn't you
The
do
other one?
Escape the Dark Castle? I really hate it.
But Forest is brand new.
Forest
Yes.
is new, I think.
This is
And
That's
I
the
didn't-
one you're saying is more. They're saying more strategic.
Well, they said they did a little bit of
Less
gameplay on the
random, I
first
guess.
one, on the
Yeah.
castle one, but then the second one, it looks like it is a little step further.
Do you
Let's
like
go,
these-
Tom, let's go.
Do you like these anthropomorphic animals, though? I don't like
They don't
these.
seem to fit the other game. Oh,
I think that is weird. Yeah, especially that.
I'm not a big
fox.
fan of cat heads on human bodies. I don't know why. Every other animal, like I think non-domestic animals, I'm like I buy into, but if it's a dog or a cat, I'm like that's wrong. That's
No.
wrong.
No.
This moose is throwing me off, man. That's not.
Yeah.
There's something wrong there. That's a guy who killed a moose and stuck it on his head.
Oh, it's like a serial killer. Okay, I like that.
Like this stuff, I really like there. That stuff looks really good.
Yeah, we'll have to play this one
Ooh.
live. You've never played it, right?
I have not,
Yeah, we'll have
no.
to try it out.
Let's go. Escape the
Love
Dark
it.
Forest coming at you.
Disaster on Dino Island. Just in case you're wondering what the game is
Wow.
about.
Hmm.
This is from the people who made Detective Society. Let me see what they made real quick here. I
Detective Society.
know, but I'm seeing. I don't think I played any. I haven't played these. They're
They're
They do
mysteries,
escape
right?
room
like,
type
yeah.
things, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Mysteries, escape room type deal.
Yeah.
wow. They really picked the same kind of shape as
No, it's legally distinct.
Isla Nublar. Is that what it's
Just
called?
enough.
It's definitely a dino park, and the guy's gone missing, and you have to go find out what
Wait.
happened.
Yeah. Are you like? How did the dinos? Who killed these people? They're all shredded. Like,
Yeah.
how did they die? I think it was a human, but it could be a dinosaur.
It's more of a
I'm sure it's how
disappearance, but
the
yeah.
dinosaurs get out and all that stuff. That's a cool theme for an escape room. I'm not trying
Yeah.
to mock this. It's probably pretty fun.
That would be good if somebody was a serial killer. I love how I know how that puzzle is solved just from looking at it.
I also do. I played enough exit games. I'm like, I could do that one.
Yeah. It would be interesting if it's like, if the setting was a dinosaur park, but there's a serial killer loose who kills people with like claws.
Oh, I like
right?
this. I
think it's
like
the
where
dinosaur.
this
You're like,
is
there's
going.
a dinosaur, but it's actually a murderer on the loose, right? That's good.
Yes.
That
I
should
wanna
be
play
the
that
next
game.
Jurassic Park. Like, do a
Yep.
Jurassic Park spinoff.
Yep.
Small indie budget.
Yep.
Knives Out.
Like a little
Jurassic.
spoof.
Yes!
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. I love it.
Daniel Craig's
Bye.
like, so who?
Yeah.
He'd be like, hold on one second.
All right, Puzzle Board Chess Pro.
Hi.
This is kind of a weird, funky looking game that feels like if I was wandering Gen Con in the back corner in the entrepreneur section, I'd find a guy who'd be like, I've been working on this for 25 years.
I
Yes.
fixed chess.
Yes.
I fixed chess. you laugh, but there was a big to-do on Board Game Geek 20 years ago where a guy fixed chess. You remember that? The four-player
Don't
chess?
remember
He
that,
solved four-player chess.
Oh.
It
Oh.
was,
This is chess, but you first build the board. You take turns building the board, claiming the spaces you put out, and they're 2x2s. And then you have a minute each to deploy all your chess pieces anywhere you want to on your pieces, and then you play chess.
You looked into this a lot.
I just watched the video.
I would play this with Jimmy.
Wow.
I think we'd get a kick out of
I was
it.
going to ask you if you
I
think
don't-
Jimmy would like this, because he
think-
likes really abstract. He likes like no luck, no theme, right?
I think
but
he
he
might
would-
hate the setup.
Yeah.
Really, like I think he might hate the part where you like after deploying all these pieces, you then have a minute timed to put your pieces out, and you can watch what your opponent is doing and react to your own pieces.
To be
Once
fair,
you let go of your piece, can
I
you move
think
it?
you can keep adding pieces, but you can't take back.
So once you make it so.
But then you can do the whole like, well, I'm going to wait for you to put out your queen.
Yeah, I don't like that. It should be piece.
There should be
if
a
it's
way
1
to
minute,
do
Jimmy
it.
would have one piece on the board by the end of a minute.
Yeah, I want to
That's
know
what
at
I'm
the end of a
saying.
minute what happens. Then do you just have one piece to play with?
That's a good
Because
question.
I'd wait
I
for
don't
the
know either.
last, millisecond. I'd be like, "Brrr."
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
know.
I don't think I like that part. There needs to be a better solve for that part.
All right, Terra Mystica Special Edition. This one astounds me in the fact of the publisher. Like
Steamforged.
Steamforged is known for making miniature games, not Terra Mystica. This feels like I think Steamforged was the guy was like surfing Gamefound, and he saw Awakened Realms do that Puerto Rico thing, and he was like,
Oh.
"What? We can do that too."
I can do that.
Money.
Yeah.
I think this is the clear indicator that Terra Mystica, the video game, is coming out. I think is what it is. Steamforged. That's what they do.
This looks pretty good, but again, it also looks giant and mega and huge, and I mean, it's doing really well. Am I going to get a copy for the Dice Tower Library? I don't think so.
You wouldn't replace it for the library. Really?
I think this would be. Did they say how big the box is? It looks really big.
I'm sure it's enormous. I'm sure. And if you weren't looking very close, that's the funny part. You're talking about Awakened Realms. If you don't look really closely, you'll think this is one of the new Awakened
absolutely.
Realm,
Absolutely.
Euro giantizations.
Yeah.
But no, it's just Steamforged getting in their game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is
I
every
mean-
old Euro classic going to become a giant game? I feel like it's
If
going to happen.
People
mean,
keep
at the end-
throwing $500,000, euros at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm the biggest, the one that likes these the most, for sure.
You
Like
mean the deluxe?
the deluxe, the bigger
Deluxification.
ones. Yeah,
Have you
I want.
played the Castles of Burgundy
so-
one?
I've not. No, I've not. But every time I see it played, like we saw it at World Series Board Game, I'm like, all right, that might
Done.
be.
That's
I do want to mess with the Puerto Rico one.
Yeah.
Because I love Puerto Rico, and it'd be neat to play with good pieces. The Agricola one, I don't know.
Agricola Zombies.
I want zombies. Yeah, give me the zombie one when that comes.
Has that even launched yet? That hasn't. They announced
No.
it, but it's supposed, I guess, next year. Anyway, I don't want to. I mean, I know there's people who love Terra Mystica, and if you love it, you got a 270 jump in spot now. Will we see Gaia Project next? After this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's the sequel to Terra Mystica? There was another Terra Nueva or something like that.
Terra Nova,
Nova?
I think, was a thing. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. But like I said, the success part is there. They're definitely doing the. Oh, there's that. I forgot. I also the.
Is there another
the
one?
kitchen game one. Lucky Duck did that one from.
Oh, Chain Food Magnet.
Yeah, Food Chain Magnet. Yeah.
Food Chain Magnet. Yeah, sorry.
With
They did a fancy version of that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lucky
Oh.
Duck did one, and because those guys were like, will never work. People like our garbage graphics, and they're like, nah. 1 to 2 million says otherwise.
Wow, I did not know they did that one too. Okay.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago now.
I am curious, like in 20 years, will like stores be littered with giant carcasses of old, huge games? I mean, there's only so much room people can have after a certain bit.
I don't know. I feel like this is where people get this. I don't feel like this is something you pick up from a store. I feel like if you
but these people are going to die. And these games are going to start going out and...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like end up
now.
at secondhand things.
And I'll be like, whoa, there's all these giant games.
That's true.
I can't believe people played games this big. I just now look at you and we play a game in our mind.
Right. This is the perfect usage of this kind of direct-to-consumer sales, though. It's like, look, we could make this monstrosity and deliver it to a local game store and then put it on their shelves. We're going to destroy their shelves.
Right.
You buy this from us. We ship it to you, and that's as far as that
because they would
goes.
back it for like 2. They wouldn't get like 12,
right.
200
It's impossible.
copies. Yeah.
So I like this stuff. I don't care for this game, but I like this stuff.
Song of Silveranth. What?
He's doing it again.
Red Raven
It's
Games.
cool.
I really laughed going back. I remember when he finished Sleeping Gods, and he was like, okay, we're going to be calming down. We won't be doing a project this big in a while. Okay, I'm kidding. We'll do a sequel.
Okay, just kidding. Fine, I'll do
Okay,
it.
also another game.
I know. It's wild.
And
He's
this one looks the biggest yet, right?
It is the biggest yet. He's got it figured out, I guess, and he has help from other writers and,
Wait, there's a raven in this one.
Yeah, man. As long as it doesn't have a cat's head, I'm okay.
And a guy with a squirrel.
As long as it doesn't have
I
a
like
cat's
him.
head, the squirrel.
I don't see his pig people, though. I love his little pig people that
This
are
is
in
a
his
different
games.
This
world,
isn't in
right?
RZM.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
this is not in RZM.
I like Arzium.
Yeah.
So this is the first one of these he's done that is like out and out fantasy, and by that I mean kind of like traditional fantasy.
The dragons. And
And the what have you, right?
Holy cow, that's a huge map.
Yeah, it's enormous.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30 different
Yeah.
boards.
I think so.
Yep.
He shows the other two there by comparison. It's just wild. It's so large. I'm sure it's going to have tons of writing in it and a new combat system, which he likes to explore new combat systems every time one of these big giant narrative game comes out. Yeah, it's wild. He and his team really do superb story-driven games.
I want that dice tower.
Yeah,
course
the
you
dice
do.
tower is really cool looking.
Look at that.
That's so
And
good.
it's so
It's
unnecessarily
80
amazing.
millimeters tall.
That's like 7 feet, right? Doing
Now,
Joey
this one
math.
is 7.5, so it's about that tall. That's good enough for a dice tower. That would look good on our shelves. All right, well, have fun trying to pick of the week, everybody. All right, what else we got here? The Crimson Queen. 5 trick-taking battle of chaos, strategy, and sabotage.
Alice in Wonderland is definitely on the rise right
the
now.
public domain. Do what
Is
you
that
want.
what it is? Man, it's
100%. Between
it is
that and the
all
AI,
over.
it's like,
Also, does anyone realize-
how many free things can we pick?
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland, AI artwork. It's all like, all of that stuff is thrown into this.
Yeah.
And then it's a trick-taking game with a literal second deck called the Chaos deck. So make of that what you will.
Yeah. It's,
The Mad Hatter has really changed. He used to be like this funny, dorky guy. Now he's like, he's a cousin of it.
yeah, it's kind of a creep.
And all the other queens, forget the other queens. There's only the Queen of Hearts.
Well, it's kind of like the Joker, right? To be fair, from Batman, who was kind of like a goofy, weirdo, and now he like every iteration is more and more serious and darker and worse.
Yeah.
That's the Mad Hatter.
Yep. It's
looks
a
okay.
trick-taking game.
It looks all right. Yeah.
No, it's like a trick-taking game.
Okay. This is the last thing we're going to look at. This is actually not a board game, but this is Furhaven Adventures, and we're showing this one because the Kim here, who did this game, is doing a custom STL for our upcoming campaign, Gamefound campaign. With her stuff is really, really cool. Her minis and everything. I'm surprised it's not doing better. I actually have the books if you guys want to look at them. And this is, hey, it's animals. It's like Redwall.
Her
like different look to the animals, right? Than what you normally get. Yeah, it's cute.
yeah, and her STLs, they're single print support free, right? Yeah, I think they're support free, which is
You don't have to
really
do the
impressive,
cleaning
right?
them
Yeah,
and
they
all that
should just-
stuff, right?
Hobbit Hole this week's 3D upgrade.
Okay, stop.
Joey's going to print the entire shebang. But yeah, I like this.
That's really
I might
cool.
play this with my kids here. Do you want to be the Red Panda monk?
Kimchi.
I want to be the Axolotl wizard.
Yeah, this is cute. And this is for
You don't wanna be the
5e,
blue-
right?
Ooh, Blue Jay Druid, you're right.
You're blue. You got to do Blue Jay.
I don't love druids, though.
Oh,
What
I
about
love
Blue
druids.
Jays?
I do like Blue Jays. Go Blue. Oh, wait, it's over. They
I will be
lost?
the
What?
Bard Tree Frog. Pip the Bard.
Alrighty, before we go to the non-board game stuff, we have a few of those. Let's first hear a word from Mr. Mark.
Streed.
This Dice Tower Spotlight is brought to you by Legends of the Seas, a cooperative app-driven adventure that sets you and your crew against storms, monsters, and marauding pirates on the open seas. The wind howls, the deck tilts, and the lookout calls from the mast as the app brings every voice and danger to life. You'll move through the ship, man the cannons, repair the hull, and try to keep your vessel afloat as the sea itself turns against you. Each turn is a rush of action, sail adjustments, cannon blasts, and split-second teamwork as barrels drift by. Flooding threatens below, and enemies close in. Choose wisely when to maneuver, fight, or patch the deck, because every decision ripples across the crew. And it's not just for seasoned gamers. Legends of the Seas is great for families too. It's easy to learn, full of story moments, and fantastic way to gather everyone around the table for some true team play. With full voice acting, evolving quests, and a mix of physical and digital storytelling, Legends of the Seas pulls you right into the heart of the living, breathing ship. Grab your crew, steady the helm, and face whatever the tides bring. For more information, please check out Legends of the Seas over on Gamefound.
All right, let's take a look at some oddities here. If you find some odd things on Kickstarter or Gamefound, send them to me, and I will send them to me at tom@dicetower.com. Here's Magic of Palm Vein Recognition test.
Yeah, fool, Wizard Deadbolt.
I'm like, what? What if you're really dehydrated?
Is this not already a thing now? Don't they already
No.
have palm?
Not fingerprint, not vein.
Yeah, this apparently it has nothing to do
Oh,
with
I
your
see.
palm
Right.
print or fingerprint. Apparently, it reads your vein pattern. I
guess.
Is that a thing?
I
that
don't
a
know.
device can look through you and see?
It's a... Oh, no, those are the lines in your hand that the astrologist reads.
Yeah.
No, like the big M thing? No. No,
Yeah,
this
no,
line's
the
longer than
vein
this one, so
pattern?
I'm going to live a
I don't
long
know.
life.
Is that a thing? Now
That's
I'm
what my
self-conscious of my hand
door
veins.
told me.
I don't know. I'm always interested in new ways to do locks and stuff. I always worry about these locks that the one day it doesn't work or it's raining outside, your hands are wet.
You're done.
You're like,
Power
I can't
cycle,
get it.
and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm locked out of my house. I have to sell it and move now.
Remember the day though that the Face ID came out and we were all like the Apple one and we were all like, it'll never work, and that's we've become accustomed to that. So maybe this one seems like a stretch.
I agree.
You know?
I don't know.
Not the stretches thing we're talking about yet, though. Hang on.
No.
First, we have this awesomeness.
Yes, are you getting this?
No.
No?
Well, I believe, what was the
This is
thing?
so
It takes
silly.
600 hours to print it or something to that effect.
Yeah.
You're printing your own bully. I really want this. I also don't have the space in my house for this.
Dice Tower East does though.
Oh, yes.
Come on.
Yes.
I feel like we have this same discussion like every other week.
I know.
You're
I
like,
know.
no, and I'm
It's
like, but Dice
always
Tower
something.
East.
This would be awesome there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. If you buy it, will Joey print it?
Yes.
It would take him so
yeah,
long.
yeah. I feel
About
like I'm playing
600
marriage
hours,
counselor
I think.
here.
Whittle it.
It might be shorter time to
I
whittle
think
it
the
than
pin
print
dropping
it.
thing, like this, just
Yeah.
looking at this, that's so cool.
That's so cool. It is cool.
Do you have to print the pins, I guess? Everything,
yes,
right?
everything is printed except for the electronics, of course.
Somebody else is similar.
I'll assemble it. You kidding me? It's
I'll
amazing.
bowl.
It's
How
also
about that?
pretty
Of the
big.
3 jobs, I'll do the bowling part. You print, you build, I'll bowl.
All right, so how does it work here? It is, to
You
get
hit-
the STL is...
I think you just hit back now. Back This Project. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
It's right there.
$75 to 3D print it. That's not bad for $75 for the plans.
I do love how
What's
they're
$150? Get the editable ones. What's the difference?
You can
Edible,
make
you
it
said?
bigger, Tom.
Hmm.
It's editable. You can put the logo on it. You can make a giant version of it.
He's thinking about it.
He is.
Yeah. My favorite part of this whole project is the fact that they put a price on the STLs and then they're like, it's actually 35% off. You're making the prices up.
Yeah.
There's no...
This is what you want of it,
yeah,
right?
it's like whatever you want. It's not not based on how much it costs you to manufacture or whatever. It's an STL.
Yep.
The board's got to be a piece of wood, though, right?
Yeah, but you can 3D print it.
Does it come with the electronics also, or do you have to go get those yourself?
I'm assuming you 3D print them too.
No, you don't 3D print them. No, I meant like, do you get like a kit that he...
No, that I didn't see in here.
SolidWorks native
I think it's just stuff you have to buy.
This would be a task
He
and
says
a half.
pricing. Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like downloading it, printing it, assemble, upload the code, and then play. Fits on a 30 by 60 table. That's
It's not that big.
It's not that big. I mean,
But also, pretty neat.
it is, but
Back This Project.
bumpers.
That's cute.
Bumpers are for babies.
I love how the bumper, it needs
But they
bumpers
come
for
up.
60 inches, right? It's-
Yeah.
If you need bumpers, you're really not trying your hardest.
Wait, does that have light up on the sides?
Yes.
Okay, anyway, that's cool.
Yep.
All right, next. Do you have
Oh my gosh.
problems
one.
with your phone?
Did you watch the video?
The video's great.
Did you
I
see
just
the
watched first few
prototype with the,
seconds. Yeah,
with the
I'm like,
weight?
I get it. So it's basically a dude who's like, I really need to start putting my phone down, so I glued a 5-pound weight to
Yeah.
my case to hopefully keep me from picking it up so much.
But I found that I would just take the phone out of the
Just take the
case.
phone out.
It's like, I can still remove my phone.
So, yeah, right
rather
there.
than
So then
developing self-control,
I made prototypes. Look at this. I love it.
But
This
he
is
made a prototype that
this is amazing.
he said it's really hard to get off.
Right.
So you put your phone in this, and then you're like, hey, we're about to go to the airport. You're like, hang on a second.
Yes.
Because
Oh my
this ain't
gosh.
going through security. They're not going to go,
Oh.
there's 6 pounds in your bag.
It's
Dude, what if you fall
amazing.
asleep? That guy was just laying on the couch, Tom. Remember that time that your iPad fell on your face?
my word.
What if it was your phone?
6-pound phone breaks your nose, the bridge of
But
your
also,
nose.
this wouldn't be useful. Like, I use my phone for navigation in my car. I have a little magnetic thing I stick
Yes.
it on. I don't want the 6-pound thing sitting there. I get it. Having something to help you with self-control is nice. I just don't think this is the thing.
I feel like
amazing. It is so
you
amazing.
should just make it shock you when you pick it up or something.
Or put an app on it that
Yep.
that you
Which we
can't
saw the
use.
other week,
Right.
right?
We did, but combine
Yeah.
those two things.
It shocks you and
And
turns
there's
the
an
phone
app,
off.
and it weighs
Yeah,
6 pounds.
Done.
every video you have with this phone just keeps sinking down. You're like, how come you're always staring at people's feet? Like,
I love it. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
make your phone a tool again.
Oh.
Again, you could just tie it to the wall of your house, you know?
Oh.
Make it a phone if that's the thing. Put a cord on it.
You could do that. Yeah, you
Yeah,
could always say,
that's
I've
good.
never taken it off the charger.
That's interesting.
Axel's right. This is a cell phone chastity belt. That's exactly what this is.
Oh, man.
That's fantastic.
It would rip through the pocket. Yeah,
I
right. All
love
right.
it. Oh.
Alrighty, what
right.
are our picks for the week? Let's take a look.
Hey there, everybody, it's Mike DeLisio, and for this week, I'm going to pick Grifoni, Blades for Hire. This is a project that kind of surprised me in that when I was going through them all and I first looked at it, it didn't really draw me in right away. I just kind of looked through and got a little bit of a sense for it. But then I came back around and I checked the couple that I were interested in, and this one just got better and better for me the more that I looked at it. And so it's just a game that for one reason or other this week is calling to me. I like the way that the worker placement element is handled. I like the idea of going to these different kind of like the tented areas. There's something appealing about that to me. I like the idea that they're adding a little bit of narrative, but not completely a story type of a game. It doesn't look to be an overwhelmingly complex game, and so all of those things together just kind of put this one out there. And while there are some bigger, splashier games for sure this week, Grifoni's the one that got my increased attention the more I watched it. So there you go. That's my pick of the week. Let's find out what everyone else is going to be picking.
Hey everybody, I'm Joey Evans, and my pick this week, it was almost Escape the Dark Castle, but it's a second edition. Everyone knows how much I love that game, so if you haven't picked up Escape the Dark Castle, definitely pick it up. It's a second edition, but this is a great way to jump in. However, for my new game, my pick is Journeys Afar. Journeys Afar is from one of the people behind Western Legends and also Forsaken, and I love that storytelling game on this. I was able to demo this at Gen Con, and the story behind it is great. The whole fact there's so much variability in the cards and the story, and also the fact that you can jump from world to world. And on top of that, it hits the table quickly. That's a big thing about these games. There are so many good storytelling games out there, but there's such a slog to get to the table. This has that great atmosphere, but also hits the table quick and goes up quick. That is huge. So that is my pick, Journeys Afar. Let's see what they thought.
Well, let me tell you about the 9 I
Nice.
didn't pick first.
Here we go. I'm going to
through
rank
all
my
the-
top 10 of the week.
Top 10 honorable mentions.
No, actually, I'm picking the same thing as Joey. I'm picking Journeys Afar. High five. Okay. That was awkward. This looks really good to me. I like the setting. I like the world. I do like that we are getting that it's becoming more and more okay to make a deep, rich, storied fantasy type thing without it being dreary and dark. And I love that stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it's nice to see variety. You mentioned Tidal Blades. I think Tidal Blades is a really good example of that, of a rich, deep, world which is also vibrant, and there the sun comes out.
Yeah.
And I think this looks like that to me. It seems like there's going to be a lot of story, a lot of writing, a
It
lot
is nice
happening.
to see the sun in games.
Yeah, but it's light and pretty, and there's tons of artwork, and yeah, it looks really captivating to me. This is one I would love to dive into.
I'm going to go with the other kind of big story-driven game this week, and that's going to be the Song of
Silveranth.
Silveranth, the Red Raven game. So, yeah, I think for me, the biggest weakness of his other big one,
Sleeping Gods.
Sleeping Gods, thank you, geez, was the combat. I didn't love the combat in that, and so I'm excited about this new combat mechanism, and, yeah, just to keep exploring.
Yeah. This is almost my pick, to be fair. I don't want to pull a Joey, but I don't like...
Yeah, same with me. I'm very interested in this.
I don't like traditional traditional fantasy as much as I thought the world of Sleeping Gods was cool.
Yeah.
This feels a little more, not generic, but a little more sort of tried and true.
I think
The
so,
setting.
but I'm excited to see his take on that.
Yeah. That's fair.
So, yeah.
All right, I won Legends of the Sea.
Yeah.
Very
It was almost
excited.
my pick.
I really like Spark Riders, and so Spark Riders and Pirates, I think I might like it better, actually. I love fun adventure pirates is my favorite version of pirates.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of different dark pirates and all that stuff. I just like zany pirates, and I'm a big fan of that. And so this looks fun, and it looks like they took a lot of stuff from the original app, and this one looks better. So I'm hoping so.
I'm with you.
Pretty good pricing on it. So, yeah, this one is my pick. All right. Well, there you go, folks. That is a bunch of stuff. We'll be back tomorrow with the news, and then we're going to do a deep dive into 10 years ago tomorrow with our top 10 games from 2015. Some of you weren't even born in 20... I don't know. If someone's holding a baby.
Oh. Okay.
Hi, kids.
Is anyone watching who wasn't born in 2015? Probably not.
I think most people watching weren't born in 2015.
Agreed.
Thanks.
Yeah, checkmate, baby.
I meant weren't born yet. Sorry.
Oh, well, I'm
One
sorry,
small-
okay?
Don't know what you said.
Okay, I fixed chess.
All right, until next time, I'm Tom.
I'm Z.
And I'm Camilla.
See y'all.
Hey folks, thanks for joining us for that video. If you haven't yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hey, make sure you check out what's happening, where I'll cover an app on an iOS or a Switch device, and you can check it out along with me. Thanks very much. You've been watching The Dice Tower.